Hello, welcome to Final Score. England's World Cup qualification heroics of Wednesday night are put to one side. The bulk of Capello's starting 11 are playing right now, and it's probably the juiciest Saturday Premier League fixture list since the start of the season. Martin Keown, Garth Crooks and Mark Bright can attest to that. They're nodding furiously, but not before we've given you the latest from this afternoon's action. It's Blackburn 3, Wolves 0. Sam Allardyce's side heading for their first win with Rovers 3 goals ahead there. Liverpool 3, Burnley 0. They're cruising against Burnley. Liverpool, Yossi Benayoun with 2 goals there, their star man. Man City 1, Arsenal 1. All square at Eastlands. Robin van Persie has equalised for the Gunners in the second half. It's Portsmouth 2, Bolton 2. Both sides looking for their first point of the season. If things stay as they are, they'll get one each. Stoke 1, Chelsea 1. It's fair to say this is a feisty affair at the Britannia. Stoke took the lead through Faye. Didier Drogba levelled for Chelsea just before half-time. Sunderland 3, Hull 1. 2 goals for Darren Bent to put the Black Cats on course for victory at the Stadium of Light. That would put them up to 6 in the table. It's Wigan 1, West Ham 0. Rodallega with the only goal so far at the DW. It's the first time the Hammers have conceded away from home this season. Let's have a look at the Championship latest and pick out some there for you. Well, Sheffield United beat Derby earlier on, giving them a victory at Pride Park with a Kilgallen goal. Middlesbrough 2, Ipswich 0 is the latest. Ipswich struggling under Roy Keane, haven't had a win this season, and Borough, great form at home they've got in the league. West Brom 2, Plymouth 1. The Baggies leading at the moment. That's going to take Roberto Di Matteo's men to the top of the table if that stays as it is. There's plenty more time, though, for more goals. We're going to the Manchester match, the City of Manchester Stadium. Home side looking for their best result since 1986. If they get a win, Arsenal are in their way, of course. Damien Johnson is reporting there.
16 minutes remaining here, Gabby. City 1, Arsenal 1. As City have a chance through Bellamy, and he scored! Against the run of play, it's been all Arsenal in the second half, but they made a break down the right-hand side, squared the ball to Bellamy, 8-9 yards out. He scooped the ball past Almunia. It's Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1.
Martin?
Well, I think Arsenal have lost this trying to win the game. You know, it's just, they just attack with total abandonment, and you've got to do something at the back to stay solid. OK, more from you two in a moment, because we're going to head to the Britannia Stadium. Can Chelsea equal their best run of results since the Premier League began? Ivan Gaskell is watching.
Oh, it's touch and go. Stoke 1, Chelsea 1. 100 miles an hour stuff here. The ball's taken a real battering. Stoke lost Beattie and Sorensen to injury in the first half, yet took the lead. Drogba almost setting up Lampard. It goes wide, though. They continue to press to Chelsea. Faye's header was a bullet one past a stranded check for 1-0, levelled by Drogba's quality strike before the break. Now Chelsea have thrown on Anelka and Essien as they continue to ride the Stoke storm. They have turned to Tunchai in search perhaps of a little sophistication. Good luck with that. 20 to go, 1-1.
A little bit of finesse, maybe. Notts County 5, Lee Hughes, their penalty, a hat-trick for him, his 7th of the season. They were behind against Northampton, who got the first goal of the match. Let's go to Anfield. Burnley and the visitors. Dan Rowan's watching this one for us.
Still 3-0, Gabby's Liverpool, and you cannot keep Yossi Benayoun out of this game. He's been absolutely everywhere. He's already scored 2, and for a minute back there, we thought he'd scored his hat-trick. He tapped in after Brian Jensen spilled Steven Gerrard's free kick, but he was adjudged offside, but only just. Benayoun gave the host the lead in the first half. His shot then led to Cout scoring a second, and then after half-time he tapped in Steven Gerrard's pass to make it 3. Gerrard himself was denied by Wade Elliott's goal line clearance a second ago, and Liverpool are in control. You can see why Rafa Benitez said, "Don't write us off yet."
Well, should we write Hull off, though? Let's go to the Stadium of Light. Alan Biggs, another goal.
Well, you can certainly write them off in this game, Gabby. It's now Sunderland 4, Hull City 1, and the final indignity for Hull in their second half cave-in here is that Michael Turner, making his Sunderland debut against his former club, has headed Steve Bruce's team into a 4-1 lead from Andy Reid's corner. That's where it all started. Reid's corner inexplicably handled early on by Craig Fagan. Darren Bent's penalty, an equaliser, Kamal Zayeta just before the break. Sunderland briefly rattled, but the response was emphatic. Andy Reid rifled them back in front. Darren Bent then with his second goal of the game made the game safe, his 4th already for Sunderland, and now Michael Turner has made it Sunderland 4, Hull 1.
And that result will put Sunderland 6th in the table tonight. Roger Johnson is at Fratton Park. Both teams started the day pointless. Where are the points looking like they're going to head tonight, Roger?
At the moment, they'll be sharing them because it's Portsmouth 2, Bolton 2. Two teams desperate to get their seasons up and running. Twice Bolton have led here only to be pegged back. And the visitors have had the most clear-cut chances. Portsmouth, though, shading the possession in spite of starting 3 debutants and 8 new faces in total from last season. Tamir Keown lashed Wanderers ahead, only for Kabul to head the equaliser from O'Hara's corner. Tal Ben Haim was then ruled to have tripped Kevin Davis, and Matt Taylor scored the penalty. A debut goal from Boateng from 15 yards has brought parity again into the final quarter hour, 2-2.
Let's go to Ewood Park. Richard Askham is watching a Blackburn side who didn't have a goal before today in over 5 hours. They've changed that.
They certainly have, Gabby. Blackburn 3, Wolves 0. Blackburn, with Jason Roberts at his marauding best, have dominated possession and chances. El Hadj Diouf with their first, a well-taken one-on-one. Gail Give, their second, a header from a corner. Wolves with 6'8" striker Stefan Meyerhofer on this half have battled and scrapped, but by and large their front players have been feeding off scraps, unlike the home side, whose third was created by a sublime pass from Morten Gamps Pedersen. Roberts teeing up David Dunn for a tap-in. 3-0 Rovers.
Thank you, Richard. Wigan are looking to avoid 4 straight defeats. Andrew James is at the DW. West Ham and the visitors.
Yes, Wigan 1, West Ham 0. Gabby, still the score. Hugo Rodalega's goal 10 minutes into the second half, separating the sides. It was a close-range tap-in, nothing like the spectacular one of before. He's now been substituted by Jason Scotland, the only Premier League footballer to wear his hair in a bun. Rachel Yankee meets Jason Lee there. But good news for West Ham, at least, in that they have Barami on the pitch. He's been out for 6 months with a knee injury. And Alessandro Diamonte is making his debut. It's Wigan 1, West Ham 0.
Arsenal looking to win the game, now behind thanks to Craig Bellamy. And has that turned the game again, Garth?
This has been a fantastic game. I mean, there hasn't been a bad game in the Premiership today, make no mistake, but this game has been special. Man City stand up to Arsenal. Arsenal come out, they start well. City stand up to them, take the initiative. Arsenal then take the initiative back from them in the second half and should have won this game. In trying to win the game, they've gone and give it away. And Adebayor has just performed the move of the game. Sensational.
He's showing off, isn't he, in front of his old team. Brighty, it's brutal at the Britannia. You weren't entertained in the first half. You've changed slightly now.
Well, I mean, Stoke have just got at Chelsea. Don't forget they've lost the goalkeeper, lost the centre-forward. There was 8 minutes added on in the first half. I mean, Chelsea came back and scored in that injury time. And at the moment, I mean, obviously 0-0, but I still fancy Chelsea to nick one at the end. But Stoke have really stood up to them, and I thought they would collapse a little bit in the second half. You'd expected the Chelsea to come back come back a bit. I thought they would have played a lot better in the second half, but Stoke have just pressed them and made them give it away, and it's been a little bit ugly. Yossi Benayoun, he's scored 2, but he's been instrumental in everything that's been good for Liverpool today. He's not Alonso, but he's making a difference.
No, credit to Benitez. He's played Benayoun in a central role today. Gerrard playing slightly deeper. And he's scored 2 goals, and he's been the difference for the two teams. I mean, it's very easy for Liverpool, a game you would expect them to win, and Burnley now are going to have to bounce back from this.
Portsmouth and Bolton, desperate to get a point, or 3 if they could. Ironically, they'll still be the bottom 2 teams, but it's been an entertaining game. And I'll talk to you about that in a minute, because we're going to go to the City of Manchester Stadium. Damien Johnson, there's been a goal. Is it an equaliser or a winner?
Extraordinary scenes here. Adebayor has got a third for Manchester City, a header, and has run all the way to the other end of the field. To the Arsenal fans who are amassed on the terraces there to celebrate that goal. He may well get a yellow card. He's been ushered back to the halfway line by Shay Given, the City goalkeeper. Missiles are being thrown, but it was written, wasn't it, that Adebayor should score against his former club. So much bad feeling about his departure from Arsenal. A brilliant header, 3-1 to Manchester City. The cross from Phillips, an emphatic header. Adebayor, 3-1.
Well, it was everything that game didn't have was an Adebayor goal. That was the only thing, wasn't it?
The talking point's got to be, I mean, you've played against your own team, it's difficult enough. When you score against the team that you've left, and in difficult circumstances, you can understand the emotion. He runs to the Arsenal fans.
And he's been booked.
He's the full length of the pitch.
Full length of the pitch. He's entitled to that.
Oh,
and
no,
he gets a booking, which he deserves.
He's just got it.
Even Stevens.
What's disappointing is, as an Arsenal fan, obviously ex-player, he is really giving it the gun today, and we didn't see that last season.
You did! He scored 17 goals for you in a bad season.
His motivation is really to give it against Arsenal. He's celebrated in that manner.
You ran him out of town.
Listen, all credit to him, the way he's played.
We saw a couple of weeks ago, remember we sat here and we saw...
The responsibility as a footballer, right? There's no fences anymore. We saw what happened against Millwall and West Ham.
Well, we saw what happened in the Forest Derby game as well.
Exactly.
Righty.
And, you know, of course you're happy. You don't need to run, Garth, from one end of the pitch, the whole length, 80 yards, Garth, to slide on your knees to taunt the away fans.
Listen,
it's irresponsible, and you got a booking quite
rightly. What footballers
rightly.
do on the football field doesn't give fans an excuse to behave badly.
He's inciting, Garth.
He's not. He's trying to say he's celebrating his goal.
It's a lack of responsibility.
He's celebrating his
Order.
goal.
Let's go to Anfield. Dan Rowan, what's going on there?
It gets better for Liverpool, Gabby. It's now 4-0. The hosts are running riot, and so is Yossi Benayoun. This is the best all-round performance I've seen by a player for many a year. You were saying how instrumental he'd been. He scored in the first half. He set up Dirk out. He scored again after the restart. He now has his hat-trick. He had the ball in the net a few minutes previous to that, but it was ruled offside. This time it counted. He has his hat-trick. Liverpool have 4. And you can see why Benitez and Gerrard said that their title chances shouldn't be written off yet. Burnley, they're being made to suffer.
Yeah, they didn't, but Pepe Reina did this morning. Maybe he'll change his mind now. Let's go back to the City of Manchester Stadium. Damien Johnson, the police have got involved, we've heard.
Yes, police and stewards have gone into the Arsenal end, and you can't help but say that this situation has been incited by Adebayor, who ran the length of the field to celebrate the goal, the third Manchester City goal, right in front of the Arsenal fans. There's been a bit of a melee down there, the right-hand side of the ground, as I talk to you. And yes, as I say, it can't be helped. It was Adebayor who has incited this trouble. City still lead 3-1.
Yeah, well, it will rumble on. There'll be definitely a post-mortem on this.
It's extraordinary. Players can no longer celebrate their goal. What's it coming?
Over the top there.
OK, let's go and see what happened earlier on today in the Championship derby. Sheffield United was the early kick-off. Chris Dennis was watching for us at Pride Park.
A thoroughly deserved victory for United, who were the better side for much of the game, but had to wait until the 80th minute for Matthew Kilgallen to head home a Jamie Ward free kick. Cue bedlam from the visiting fans. Both sides had a goal disallowed. Darius Henderson for United in the first half for offside, wrongly so according to television replays. Rob Hulls for Derby in the second. It was fast and feisty, ugly at times, but Kevin Blackwell's team are now unbeaten in 6 games, their best start to a season for 12 years. Full time at Pride Park, Derby 0, Sheffield United 1.
We've got to go back to the City of Manchester Stadium. Damien Johnson, what a match.
Absolutely extraordinary. Sean Wright-Phillips has added a 4th goal. The Manchester City players in a pile of joy in the 6-yard box. An extraordinary afternoon, but we haven't heard the last, I'm sure, of that Adebayor goal celebration. Manchester City, well, is it this afternoon they've arrived as a top 4 club. They lead 4-1.
Garth, I know you want to make a succinct point.
Look, it's quite obvious here. Adebayor has left in a difficult circumstance for Man City. He scores a goal. I think he's entitled to celebrate it in any way he wants. People still should have to respect that. Spectators, in my view. The goal here that Man City have just scored, their 4th, is a sensational goal by Sean Wright-Phillips.
No one's
absolutely
arguing about
sensational.
That.
He's putting himself right back in the frame for Capello.
Great play from Craig Bellamy. He runs solo just from the halfway line. He feeds it into Sean Wright-Phillips. He just dinks it. But what we're saying, Garth, is, as a professional footballer, you have a responsibility.
To celebrate your goal?
A responsibility to the game, Garth.
Guys, it's a bad day for Roy Keane, guys. Let's go to the Riverside Stadium, and Steve Sutton can tell us why.
Yes, it's Middlesbrough at a canter now. Middlesbrough 3, Ipswich Town 2. Jeremy Aliadier with Middlesbrough's 3rd, his 2nd. A little tap to him from Marvin Emners. Aliadier did a little step inside his defender, then a little step outside, took his time, edge of the box, and steered it into the far corner of the net. Middlesbrough 3, Ipswich 0.
2 for Aliadier. West Brom could go top tonight. They're at home to Plymouth, and Ben Jacobs can tell us whether that's on the cards at the Hawthorns.
At the moment, West Brom 2, Plymouth 1. So, yes, Gabby heading for the top of the Championship. Jamie Mackie, though, did put winless Plymouth ahead with an almost slow-motion finish that trickled under Carson. But Shelton Martis equalised after Lario flapped and then missed a corner. Really the kind of error that got me dropped a couple of years ago from Sunday League. Marek Cech then scored what could well be a worthy winner, a 25-yard screamer that should keep the Baggies unbeaten and top of the table. West Brom 2, Plymouth 1.
Let's go to Ewood Park, and there's goal news, Richard. Ask him the away side or the home side?
The away side, Gabby, consolation for Wolves. Stefan Meyerhofer, the 6'8" striker from Austria, the man nicknamed the Neck, tapping the ball in after a corner. Blackburn failed to deal with the danger, and Wolves have a consolation. Blackburn 3, Wolves 1.
Well, Bristol City are another side looking to move into the top 3 tonight. Are Coventry thwarting that ambition? Naz Premji is at the Rico.
Coventry City 1, Bristol City 1, both sides looking to find a potential winner here. Sky Blues veteran Clinton Morrison seen an overhead kick fly over the bar. At the other end, Cole Scouse saw a cross-come shot, palm behind by Kieran Westwood. Still Coventry City 1, Bristol City 1.
OK, let's head to Deepdale. James Mason's been watching a Preston side who haven't been defeated this season. Is that record looking good against Swansea City?
Yep, looking very good. Preston won, Swansea nil. The home side should secure all 3 points, leading through Neil Mellor's first half header, and in truth they should be 2 or 3-0 up. But Swansea's goalkeeper Doris DeVries, he has been excellent, twice thwarting goal-bound headers from Eddie Nolan and Billy Jones, and Swansea unfortunately been very poor. Preston 1, Swansea City 0.
Well, the lunchtime kickoff in the SPL, Rangers drew 0-0. Let's go back to Celtic Park now, where they're playing Dundee. Brian McLaughlin can tell us how that one's going.
It's one apiece here, Gabby, but Dundee United will have to play the final 3.5 minutes with just 10 men. Scott Robertson sent off his second yellow card of the afternoon. It's a free kick to Selkirk, just 16 yards out. Dundee United taking the lead through David Goodwillie after 6 minutes. Scott MacDonald equalising 11 minutes later. It's been a terrific 90 minutes here though at Parkhead, but with just 3 minutes left, it's Celtic 1, Dundee United 1.
More goal news from the City of Manchester Stadium. Damien Johnson.
Yes, Thomas Rosicky has pulled one back. It's now 4-2. I think it's academic, but I can tell you there was a man down injured just in front of the hoardings at the Arsenal end. There seemed to be a surge after Adebayor had that rather over-the-top goal celebration, a header, the third goal for Manchester City. He ran down to the Arsenal supporters. There was a surge, and certainly the fourth official was informed of what was going on by some police officers from Greater Manchester Police who came down to the dugout just in front of me, and he informed the referee Mark Klassenberg just to keep him abreast of what was happening. The man who was injured appears to have got up and has been ushered away. No news on his condition, but he was walking. So yeah, it's an afternoon of high drama here. City 4, Arsenal 2 for the record.
Let's go to Fratton Park now. Some goal news there, Roger Johnson.
A deflated Fratton Park 2, it's Portsmouth 2, Bolton 3. Gary Cahill with a close-range header after Portsmouth failed to clear a corner has pinched it for Wanderers. Portsmouth will feel it's tough luck. They've been on top in the second half. They've twice come from behind, but Cahill has popped up in almost the last minute to put Wanderers 3-2 up.
So it looks like they're going to take all the spoils. Who's been watching that one closely?
He's made all these signings, a lot of them are playing. There was a scramble in the box, and it was a long throw. It bobbled about 2 or 3 times. Cahill got his head on it and just headed it into the back of the net. And Portsmouth, well,
Van Persie just says hit the bar for Arsenal. Let's go to the Britannia Stadium. Ivan Gaskell, who's hitting the post there?
Well, Chelsea really are pressing now for what would be, perhaps, given what they've had to face today, a deserved win. But it's still 1-1. It's 7 minutes to go, and I'm frankly exhausted just watching this. It's been pulsating stuff. Whatever you think about the entertainment and what Stoke do, it makes for, I think, cracking entertainment, perhaps of a slightly contrasting variety. Discuss.
No doubt, at length later, but I have to go back to the Hawthorns. Ben Jacobs, is it a winner and West Brom going top tonight?
They are going top, Gabby. West Brom 3, Plymouth 1. Marek Cech with his second goal of the game. The first a screamer in the first half, the second a late glancing header. West Brom 3, Plymouth 1.
Let's go to Deepdale. Goal news, James Mason.
It must be all over now. Preston 2, Swansea 0. Stephen Elliott scoring at the near post, the substitute. Preston 2, Swansea 0.
And Loftus Road, more goal news there, Robin Bailey.
A last-minute winner, I think, for Peterborough. QPR are going to lose this game now, and it was a terrific goal. The shot by Sean Batt from about 25 yards, well saved, but Cherney could only put it in Craig McHale-Smith's path. And it's 2-1 Peterborough. They're going for their first win of this league season.
And they've never beaten QPR at Loftus Road. Let's go to Prenton Park. It's been a dramatic afternoon there, Gary Flintoff. It doesn't look good for the home side or John Barnes at the moment.
Now a very frustrated man at the moment, the Tranmere manager, just on this near side, watching his side, taking a corner. To be fair, though, to Tranmere, Gabby, Rovers really have had the majority of possession in this second half as the ball is headed wide there by Craig Curran, and it was a breakaway goal from Walsall. Nichols down the right, good cross in, Deeney with the finish, his second of the game. Just 2 minutes remaining, Tranmere 2, Walsall 3.
Well, we've been for 2 disallowed goals to the Valley so far in the last half hour or so, Lindsay Hooper. It looks like the home side might be losing their 100% record.
Yes, it does look like that. Charlton 1, Southampton 1. It's got all the ingredients, this match. There's been 2 disallowed goals, as you said, Gabby. Also, 5 yellow cards have been issued. The referee really has had his hands full this afternoon. But I think really this will be a fair score if it does finish 1-1. Both sides having great chances. Those 2 disallowed goals coming for Charlton. John Joe Shelby really should have got on the score sheet, but I think this is a fair result. Charlton 1, Southampton 1.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be such a historic afternoon after all for Peterborough at Loftus Road. That goal's been disallowed and it's still 1-1 at Loftus Road. Let's go to Ewood Park, where it's full-time. Richard Askham can tell us more.
Finish Blackburn 3, Wolves 1. Knowing what Sam Allardyce's teams are going to do can be one thing, stopping it can be another matter, particularly when Jason Roberts is in the mood. Not everyone's cup of tea, the big striker bustled and harried Wolves all game. A game opened up by El Hadj Diouf's first half opener. Gail Give headed the second from a corner before a precise Bortenkamp's Pedersen pass created a third. Roberts bursting through, David Dunn finishing the move. Stefan Meyerhofer grabbed a late consolation for the away side, a result that halts Wolves' early season confidence but gets Blackburn's well and truly up and running.
Confidence, I imagine, will be high. Go to the DW Stadium. Andrew James has been watching Wigan against West Ham. The home side were ahead. It's the closing stages of this one.
That's right, Gabby. Still 2 minutes of stoppage time to play. Wigan 1, West Ham 0. The goal from Hugo Rodallega, a close-range tap-in. West Ham had a couple of chances to equalise straight after that through Tompkins and Parker. They couldn't take either chance and they've faded since then. Wigan 1, West Ham 0, still playing.
OK, let's go to the Britannia Stadium. It was bruising, it was battling there. Ivan Gaskell could tell us whether there's going to be a winner.
Yes, and that was just in the press box. I don't know, frankly. It looks like probably not. Just 2 minutes of normal time left, if normal's the right word for this. It's extraordinary stuff. Stoke with their style, Chelsea with theirs. They're meeting head-on. 1-1 still.
Let's go to Fratton Park now. Roger Johnson's been watching this thoroughly entertaining match. Who's going to walk away with the spoils, though?
Well, it looks like Bolton, Gabby. It's Portsmouth 2, Bolton 3. The final whistle has just gone. In fact, Chris Foy, who's been a central figure, has just blown his whistle to confirm Portsmouth's worst start to a season, bar none. Since their foundation in 1898, they've never lost their first 5 league games until now. And Gary Cahill's close-range header at the death won it for Bolton and earned their first points of the season. Wanderers twice surrendered the lead. Kabul equalised Cohen's rasping opener. Taylor's put the visitors ahead again from the spot, only for Boateng, one of 4 Pompey debutants, to create parity again. The home side on top for much of the second half, but Cahill's header has pinched it for Bolton. They go home happy. Portsmouth have their heads hung. They've been beaten by Bolton by 3-2.
So still no points for Portsmouth. That takes day tonight from that one. And indeed from our next match, Stadium of Light, Alan Biggs. A good win for the home side.
Absolutely. Sunderland 4, Hull City 1. This was a relegation battle last season. Hard to believe, really, because a real gulf now threatening to open between these sides. Sunderland emphatic winners, although Hull did trigger their own destruction. Craig Fagan's crazy handball gifting Sunderland an early Darren Bent penalty. Zayata equalised before the break, but Hull caved in afterwards. Andy Reid rifled Sunderland back in front. Bent helped himself to another from Anton Ferdinand's fine pass, and a Michael Turner header topped off the win to leave his former Hull teammates in some disarray. Sunderland 4, Hull 1.
And that takes Sunderland up to 6th in the table. Well, Rangers drew in the lunchtime match in the SPL, and Celtic have missed the opportunity to go ahead, haven't they, Brian McLaughlin?
They certainly have, Gabby. It finished Celtic 1, Dundee United 1. Craig Levine's side more than a match for Celtic. United, though, finishing the match with just 10 men after Scott Robertson was sent off late on. Sean Maloney almost won it for Celtic with a free kick that was deflected just inches wide of the target. At Parkhead, it finished Celtic 1, Dundee United 1.
Let's go to the DW Stadium. It's full time. Andrew James, Roberto Martinez has avoided his 4th straight successive defeat.
That's right, Gabby. Wigan 1, West Ham 0. Not the best of games, but Wigan won't be losing too much sleep over that. A win to hold that losing 3-match sequence. Both sides passed well, according to their manager's belief, but neither side looked able to score until Hugo Rodallega poked in from close range after a great save by Robert Green denied Jason Kumas. Tompkins and Parker both failed to score equalising chances soon after. West Ham lost their momentum, and with it that unbeaten away record. Wigan's season, though, on the other hand, is back on track, for now at least. They have have Arsenal and Chelsea in the next fortnight.
Well, they played 8 minutes of added time at the Britannia Stadium in the first half, so they're still playing there, Ivan Gaskell. And does it look like there's a winner in this one?
I don't know, but it's great ticket value, isn't it? This we're into the 5th minute of added time in the second half. It's extraordinary stuff. Steve Simonson was a substitute goalkeeper when Thomas Sorensen was injured in the first half. He's had an excellent game second half. And really, Stoke are hanging on. I'll let you know if they do.
Ben Jacobs has been watching the new league leaders in the Championship at the Hawthorns.
Yes, West Brom 3, Plymouth 1. The Baggies leapfrog Newcastle into first place. Jamie Mackie had put Plymouth ahead with a determined run and finish, but Shelton Martis equalised before man of the match Marek Cech scored twice. The first a screamer, the second a late glancing header. So Cech helps West Brom at top, but is it checkmate for Paul Sturrock? He's under pressure now with Plymouth still winless. West Brom 3, Plymouth 1.
If we're talking pressure, let's go up to the Riverside. Steve Sutton's watched the Middlesbrough side beat Roy Keane's Ipswich, who are still on 2 points without a win.
Indeed, Middlesbrough 3, Ipswich 1 in the end. A solid performance from Middlesbrough, comfortable win. Gary O'Neill set Middlesbrough on their way in the first half, a looping header. Then second half substitute Jeremy Aliadier added the other two before in 4 minutes of added on time John Walters converted a penalty with the last kick of the game for Ipswich, but that really was nothing more than a consolation. 3-1 Middlesbrough.
Ivan Gaskell, a goal at the Britannia Stadium.
Unbelievable. This was in the 12th minute of total added time in this game, and Chelsea have snatched it right at the death. It's Stoke 1, Chelsea 2. It came from ironically, a long throw by Chelsea. It fell to the edge of the box. It wasn't cleared. Essien tried to drill it in. And I do believe that it was Florian Malouda who drilled the ball underneath the keeper. He couldn't quite clear it, and Chelsea have snatched it.
Stoke's tactics have come back to haunt them.
Obviously they're pressing Chelsea. I think Spalletti takes a long throw. He just runs up and slings it in the box. Stoke don't clear it. Comes to Essien. He plays it in the box. It comes back to Malouda. He takes a little touch and hits it. I think Simonson should do better. I know he came on as a sub, but he helps it into the back of the net.
All credit to Ancelotti, because Ancelotti changes it and goes for the win. Goes for the 3 points.
He's played his substitutions, but Stoke are hard done by, no question.
They're still playing there.
Yes.
Things could still change there.
Absolutely.
So, we might be going back there. Let's go to the Walker Stadium, though. Leicester have gone a year without being beaten in the league. Mark Webber, has that retained that record?
Absolutely, Gabby. Leicester 2, Blackpool 1. The Foxes sniffed out the goals like their urban cousins do in the bins. Matty Fryatt's 2 strikes were easy affairs. Charlie Adams scored for Blackpool as a consolation. But on the Football League show tonight, watch Jaswant Singh. He intercepted a Leicester free kick. He kicked it accidentally to the Blackpool defenders. It should have been retaken, but he played on. Blackpool cleared it, 2-1.
OK, let's go to Vicarage Road. Watford, Barnsley. Mark Bishop was watching this one.
Barnsley manager Mark Robbins knows he has a lot of work to do as his side slumped to their 5th successive league defeat. For the first time in 8 years, David Graham's close-range strike makes this Watford's first win over Barnsley since November 2001. 1-0 Watford.
Closing stages of a very dramatic encounter at the Britannia Stadium. Ivan Gaskell has certainly got value for money this afternoon.
The whistle blows, 6 minutes of second half added time, added to 8 minutes in the first. The Chelsea fans and players are absolutely jubilant. A game to set the pulses pounding. Stoke and Chelsea gave it everything. It's the ball I feel sorry for. Stoke overcame the first half injury loss of Beattie and Sorensen to take the lead. Fai's header powered past the stranded Czech, but Didier Drogba levelled with a quality moment, and there frankly weren't too many of those. Then in the 4th minute of second half added time, Malouda rifled the ball low. It eluded the substitute keeper Simonson, who'd otherwise been excellent, and it was snatched Chelsea's way. Now for a good lie down.
For you. OK, don't forget, we're here every week on the Red Button from 2:30, so join us then. We'll come over to BBC One, of course, around 4:30, but it's time now to get the full classified results with Tim Gudgin.
And opening, of course, with the Barclays Premier League. Blackburn Rovers 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Liverpool 4, Burnley 0. Manchester City 4, Arsenal 2. Portsmouth 2, Bolton Wanderers 3. Stoke City 1, Chelsea 2. Sunderland 4, Hull City 1. Tottenham Hotspur and Man United have an evening kick-off at 5:30. Wigan Athletic 1, West Ham United 0. In the Coca-Cola Championship, Coventry City 1, Bristol City 1 is the latest score. Crystal Palace 0, Scunthorpe United 4. Derby County 0, Sheffield United 1. Leicester City 2, Blackpool 1. Middlesbrough 3, Ipswich Town 1. Preston North End 2, Swansea City 0. Queen's Park Rangers 1, Peterborough United 1. Reading 0, Doncaster Rovers 0. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Watford 1, Barnsley 0. West Bromwich Albion 3, Plymouth Argyle 1. In Coca-Cola League 1, Bristol Rovers 1, Oldham Athletic 0. Carlisle United 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. Charlton Athletic 1, Southampton 1. Gillingham 2, Millwall 0. Hartlepool United 1, Wycombe Wanderers 1. Huddersfield Town 0, Brentford 0. Leyton Orient 1, Exeter City 1. Swindon Town 1, Colchester United 1. Tranmere Rovers 2, Walsall 3. Yeovil Town 2, Stockport County 2. In League 2, AFC Bournemouth 3, Lincoln City 1. Aldershot Town 1, Port Vale 1. Bradford City 1, Burton Albion 1. Bury 0, Cheltenham Town 1. Dagenham and Redbridge 2, Chesterfield 1. Grimsby Town 1, Hereford United 0. Macclesfield Town 1, Barnet 1. Notts County 5, Northampton Town 2. Rochdale 2, Torquay United 1. Rotherham United 0, Morecambe 0. Shrewsbury Town 2, Crewe Alexandra 0. In the Blue Square Premier, AFC Wimbledon 0, Cambridge United 0. Altrincham 0, Crawley Town 0. Eastbourne Borough 1, Chester City 1. Forest Green Rovers 0, Ebbsfleet United 0. Gateshead 2, Salisbury City 1. Hayes and Yedding United 2, Tamworth 2. Histon 1, Kidderminster Harriers 1. Luton Town 1, Barrow 0. Mansfield Town 3, Stevenage Borough 2. Rushton and Diamonds 5, Grays Athletic 4. Wrexham 0, Oxford United 1. York City 2, Kettering Town 0. In the Clydesdale Bank Scottish Premier League, Celtic 1, Dundee United 1. Hearts match with Kilmarnock was postponed. Motherwell 0, Rangers 0. St Mirren 1, St Johnstone 1. In the Ernbury Scottish Division 1, Ayr United 1, Airdrie United 1. Dundee 1, Dunfermline Athletic 0. Greenock Morton 0, Inverness Caledonian Thistle 3. Wraith Rovers 1, Partick Thistle 1. Ross County 3, Queen of the South 2. Scottish Div 2, Alloa Athletic 1, Stirling Albion 0. Arbroath 1, Brechin City 4. Cowdenbeath 1, Clyde 0. Dumbarton 0, Stenhousemuir 0. Peterhead 1, East Fife 1. And Scottish Div 3, Annan Athletic 1, Forfar Athletic 0. Berwick Rangers match with Stranraer postponed. East Stirlingshire 1, Queen's Park 0. Livingston 3, Elgin City 2. Montrose 0, Albion Rovers 0. And in the Welsh Premier, Aberystwyth Town 0, Airbus UK Broughton 3. Casus 1, Prestatyn Town 5. Llanelli 3, Newtown 2. And Welshpool Town 1, Carmarthen Town 3.
And just one late kick-off to tell you about in the Coca-Cola Championship. A late kick-off there, Coventry City 1, Bristol City 1. OK, let's have a little look at the table, starting with the Premier League. Well, Chelsea left it late, but their 100% record remains intact. Second place Tottenham kick off against Manchester United in about 25 minutes or so. Manchester City move up to third after thrashing Arsenal. Liverpool and Sunderland complete the top six after they both won today. Portsmouth's miserable season continues. 5 games, 5 defeats for Pompey after Bolton struck with a late winner at Fratton Park today. That victory lifts Bolton out of the bottom 3, but they'll return there tomorrow as Fulham and Everton meet at Craven Cottage. Hull dropped to 16th after their heavy defeat at Sunderland today. To the Championship now. West Brom replaced Newcastle at the top after coming from behind to beat Plymouth 3-1 at the Hawthorns. The Magpies can reclaim top spot. They visit Cardiff tomorrow. Middlesbrough are up to second after beating Ipswich 3-1. Unbeaten Preston defeated Swansea. At the bottom, new Barnsley manager Mark Robins couldn't prevent the Tykes suffering a 5th loss in a row against Watford. No change in the luck of Roy Keane's Ipswich. Defeat at the Riverside, keeping the Blues in the relegation zone. Plymouth remain in the bottom 3, with Peterborough picking up a point at QPR. Let's have a look at League One then. Leeds lost their 100% record last night and Charlton's has gone today. The Addicts stay top, however, but their lead over the chasing pack has been cut to 4 after Bristol Rovers beat Oldham. Huddersfield, Swindon and Colchester complete the playoff places. At the bottom, Southampton earned a creditable draw at top of the table Charlton, but they're still on -5 points. 8 points adrift of Tranmere, who are also lost today. The big movers at the bottom are Brighton, whose points leap from 21st up to 15th after their win at Carlisle. Let's go to League Two. Bournemouth lead the way in League Two after beating Lincoln 3-1. That's 6 wins from 7 for the Cherries. Dagenham were too strong for Chesterfield, but Rotherham couldn't find a way past Morecambe, drawing at 0-0. Notts County got back to winning ways. Lee Hughes hitting a hat-trick in the 5-2 win against Northampton. At the bottom side, Darlington beaten at Accrington last night. Hereford replaced Grimsby in the relegation zone after losing at Blundell Park, while Macclesfield drew with Barnet. And the SPL goal difference still separates the Old Firm after both surrendered their 100% records this afternoon. That's the blue square. We'll come to that in just a moment. Well, there's the bottom of the blue square. Chester City earned a point at Eastbourne today. They're still a massive 22 points adrift at the foot of the table. And let's go to the SPL now, where the Old Firm both surrendered their 100% records this afternoon. Rangers held 0-0 at Motherwell. Celtic couldn't take advantage, drawing 1-1 at home to Dundee United. Hearts' game with Kilmarnock, by the way, postponed due to a chemical spill on the M8. It prevented the Killie players from actually reaching Tynecastle. And St Mirren and St Johnstone played out a 1-1 draw. OK, here are this afternoon's headlines from the Premier League. Battle at the Britannia. Stoke 1, Chelsea 2. Florent Malouda leaves it late for Chelsea, but his strike maintains the Blues' 100% record as the Londoners fight back from a goal down at Stoke. It was Liverpool 4. Sunderland 4, Hull 1. Darren Bent grabs 2 goals. Michael Turner scores against his old club as Sunderland move into the top 6 and send Hull sliding down the table. Blackburn 3, Wolves 1. Sam Allardyce's side get their first win of the campaign with Wolves well beaten at Ewood Park. Portsmouth 2, Bolton 3. More misery for Pompey. Gary Cahill's late winner gives Bolton their first points of the season. Poor Hearts men without a point in 5 games. And Wigan 1, West Ham 0. Hugo Rodallega's second goal in this season's Premier League gives Wigan victory against West Ham at the DW Stadium. OK, you can see all of today's Premier League goals and incidents at 11:05 tonight on BBC One. And straight after that, Manish and the league team will bring you the rest of the afternoon's goals and address the big talking points. And tomorrow at 10 o'clock on BBC Two, you can see highlights from the Premier League's 2 matches in Match of the Day 2. What's a day? What have we learned from that game at the City of Manchester Stadium?
They're contenders. They're contenders. 4-2 against Arsenal at home. I thought it'd be tighter than that. And I actually thought Arsenal... I think Arsenal keep the ball better. But today, Man City just showed how formidable they were.
The headlines will be overshadowed by Adebayor's celebration on his goal. I know you think it was justified, Garth, but I think the consensus will probably be against you.
I've seen it they're entitled to that. I've seen it time and time again. A player leaves a club when there's bad blood between him and the fans. The player will do his best to prove the fans he's made a mistake. Adebayor has said it all week. He wants to rub the salt in the wounds, and today he did.
OK, well, John Motson was watching that match at Eastlands. And, Motty, what was your take on the celebration, first of all?
Well, I'm just trying to get over the second half, Gabby. It was extraordinary. My take on it was this, that there was bad blood between a section of the Arsenal supporters and Adebayor last season. He thought they got on his back. They thought he wasn't trying hard enough. I was a stir myself, but I think there's going to be an inquiry into this.
That is a shame, because it will overshadow what was clearly an entertaining, brilliant example of a Premier League contest.
I think it's the best second half, Gabby, I've ever seen in a Premier League game. I really do. There was an incident nearly every 2 minutes. It's a pity we haven't got 45 minutes to show it on Match of the Day tonight, because it was amazing. Arsenal equalised, looked the better side for 20 minutes, suddenly found themselves 4-1 down, and then, would you believe, could have drawn the game. They got to 4-2 and had 3 more goal-scoring chances in the last 7 minutes. City having scored 3 times in 10.
Well, I look forward to seeing it and hearing your excited commentary on it later on, because that, for Motty to say the best second half he's seen in the Premier League, is high praise indeed.
He's seen a few games.
Absolutely, not many. I mean, did they lack Adebayor today, Arsenal? Because, you know, we've often said that for all their great play, they're not clinical. They like to pass it around in front of goal. They like that
Did they miss Adebayor today?
Well, they did. They missed that type of player at the top of the team. You know, OK, Rosicky came on and things improved. But, you know, it's disappointing that Arsenal really have lost a game trying to win it. They just leave the door open at the back, and they were exposed time and time again.
Let's talk about Chelsea. Second time they've won a match in injury time. 4 out of 6 matches they've conceded first. The comeback kings.
2 very important points, I thought, for that game. One, when John Terry said halfway through the first half, look, we're being bullied here. Keep playing football. It'll come through for them, and it did. And Ancelotti changing it, I think, just at the beginning of extra time. And he changed it, brought on Anelka, changed the formation, and they went for the 3 points, and they did.
They played with desire, they played with passion, and afterwards the celebrations they've got.
Is this his first big test then today, do you feel?
Well, if you look at Ancelotti's response, he loved it and he knew how important it was.
They were in a game from the start right to the end. He used all 3 substitutions. Essien came on, Belletti came on, and they threw everything at Stoke. I can tell you now, Stoke are very unlucky here today. Great home record last year, real unlucky, but you just saw the drive and determination from Chelsea. What I believe, we said, I think they'll be champions this year.
They've got that game for every occasion, haven't they? They can play football, they're powerful as well, and in the end, they got what they deserved.
OK, we're going to talk about Liverpool in a moment, because they really put up a performance today, and one man in particular deserves special mention, Yossi Ben-Ayoun. He got a hat-trick, and he's talking to Jonathan Pearce.
Yossi, I think in Hebrew they'd say Yoffi, Yoffi, Yossi. Excellent, excellent, well done.
Thank you very much, thank you.
And the goals is just about the most splendid performance for you in a Liverpool shirt?
Yeah, of course, it was a good day for me. I scored, 3 goals, but really the most important is the 3 points. And we played a lot of good football today, and for me it's more important.
And just explain your role today.
Well, I started on the right, but Rafa taught me to go a lot, try to look between the lines. And I felt like every time that I get the ball between the lines, I have space, so I could turn and go forward and try to put the balls to the strikers. And I was lucky also. The guys gave me good balls to score, and just like I said, perfect day for me.
Well, Pepe Reina said this morning in the papers that Liverpool haven't got the squad to win the league, and they shouldn't consider themselves as potential champions this season. Was that a performance that changes anybody's opinion on the bench here?
I just think last year was their opportunity. They seemed to choke on the Rafa rant, and you're looking at them now. They lost to Spurs in the opening game. I think they've lost 2 games already. It's a good win today, but it's a win against a depleted Burnley.
OK, let's hear from the man now who I'm putting my money on taking most of the headlines on the back pages tomorrow. It's not Damian Johnson, but he's talking to Emmanuel Adebayor.
Emmanuel, an extraordinary afternoon. How do you begin to explain what happened here?
It was a tough game. We know how good Arsenal are. And, we just here, we playing home in front of our fans, and we knew it will be very important to win against one of the big 4 teams in this league. And today, we have done that quite well. So, yeah, I think all the club, all the players, the fans are very delighted and very pleased.
We saw you warming up in the Arsenal half of the pitch. You were clearly very fired up for the game.
Yeah, I'm a striker. I'm playing for Man City now. So for me, what is very important is to do everything to help this team to achieve things, to help the teams to win the game. And I think that's what I have done quite well. And, this is a special game. No matter what happened, we just told ourselves, yes, I have been playing 3.5 years for Arsenal. I have a chance to have a good moment in Arsenal. And today I'm in blue, so I have to defend Man City now. I think that's what I have done quite well today again.
What were your feelings when you scored the goal, the third goal?
To be honest, I'm very sorry for all those people who watch this game live on TV and all those people who are at the stadium. You know, sometimes the emotional take a big part of human being. I think that's what happened today. To be honest, I was very delighted scoring my goals. It was like the frustration is out of me, and you know, before this game, people have been saying things, people have been writing things, and what I have done today.
Well, he said he's sorry. He said he's sorry. Is that enough?
I can accept that. You know, he's come out, he's apologised. The emotion of the moment, and he's overreacted.
He'll still get charged. Absolutely.
He'll still get charged, but he's apologised.
What Emmanuel said there, Gabby, is exorcised all that emotion that's been pent up there. And that's what the game's about. When you score a goal and you get a victory like that, and it means so much, all that leaves you. And that's what's happened. He's had his booking. He may even get a sanction.
There is one
moment
in the
At the end of the day, you've got to understand what that has meant to that young man.
And also about your responsibility as a professional footballer to everybody in that stadium as well.
He's just acknowledged it by apologising.
But Brighty, do we not? You know, we accuse players of not having enough emotion.
No,
we accuse
I just think
enough passion.
He's an international footballer. He's an international footballer. He's played the World Cup. He should know better. And I understand. We all got transferred, played against our own clubs. You know, the passion, you have to control it, and you have to know what you.
Brighty,
no,
I remember.
I disagree with you, Garth.
When you smashed League and Linnigan in the face. You were a
More reaction from my esteemed panel in just a few moments. We're going on to the red button, plus goals from Sheffield Wednesday against Nottingham Forest. That's all to come. Join us there. We'll see you next week. Bye.